Friends, so this is second part of ancient history revision series lecture. Here we will try to again revise all the important facts which are very important for the prelims examination. So let's start. So if you haven't watched the first part, go and first watch the first part of this ancient history lectures, and then come and watch this video. Okay. So we were here. We left at important inscriptions. We were reading about the Mauryan period. So the important inscription were Sarnath, Dhamma, Ashoka. Dhamma, Ashoka. The Dhamma is related to Ashoka, in which he has given a kind of a doctrine to coexist different cultures and ethos. अब क्या था कि अशोका के जो his father was from the सेक्ट ऑफ आजीविका. ठीक है, आजीविका सेक्ट किसने फाउंड किया? मकाली घोषाला. And his grandfather Chandragupta Maurya was associated with Jainism, and he was associated with Hinayana Buddhism, not Mahayana, because Mahayana was conceptualized in the Fourth Buddhist Council, which was headed by, which was organized by Kanishka. Okay, so these facts you have to remember. To bind them, this was given. Musky and Gujara. Musky inscription question has been asked by UPSC previously, and Gujara. Not only Musky and Gujara, also Ashoka has revealed his name in other inscriptions. He used to write like Devam Priyadarshi, beloved of God. Okay, this was the name. अब जब पता चला कि देवम प्रियदर्शी इज अशोका, जहाँ नाम रिवील हुआ, तो लगा कि the every inscription that was found earlier were of Ashoka. से पहले it was not clear. Then there was a Barbu inscription. Ashoka has expressed his faith in Buddhism. कैसे पता चला कि he was into Buddhism, he believed in Buddhism? It was from Barbu inscription. ठीक है. Then there is a Rumindehi inscription. Rumindehi inscription is very important because इसमें लिखा हुआ था कि how land grants, how economic favors were given to monasteries. Okay. Then there is Mansehra. Mansehra is in northwestern India, and here the use of Kharoshti script has been found. In major rock edicts, basically the principles of Dhamma has been given, and in the minor rock edicts, personal history of Ashoka is mostly given. The administration of Mauryans were highly centralized. Okay, and we will look into some of the important ministers. Like the Council of Ministers was known as Mantri Parishad. The king was supreme. There were Adhyakshas. There were Tirthas. These were higher officials. Then there was Mahamatyas, and they were also high-ranking officials. Amatyas, like nowadays there are secretaries, there were Amatyas at that point of time. Arthashastra mentions many adhyakshas for commerce, storehouse, gold, ships, agriculture, cows, horses, city, chariots, mint, infantry, etc. So there were yuktas. They were subordinate officer responsible for king's revenue. So king का revenue देखने का काम है, वो कौन देखे? Yuktas. Okay. Rajukas, these are important. This has been asked previously. So they were in charge of land measurement and boundary fixing. अब कहीं भी if you have to find the revenue, you have to measure the land. ठीक है, and boundary भी you have to fix कि किसका कौन सा land है. If you have to find all these, you need an officer, and in the medieval period also there were so many officers, which we will talk about in the coming lectures. So Rajukas were the equivalent of that. Then there are so many adhyakshas like Sansthadhyaksha, superintendent of mint, Samasthaadhyaksha, superintendent of markets, Suladhyaksha, superintendent of toll. शुल्क से शुल्काध्यक्षा, toll हो गया, टैक्स है एक तरह का. Sitadhyaksha, this is important. Sitadhyaksha has been asked by UPSC previously. It is related to agriculture, superintendents of agriculture, Sitadhyaksha. Navadhyaksha, superintendents of ship, naval, you can easily guess. Lohadhyaksha, superintendents of iron. This is a simple translation of Hindi. Okay. Then there is Vyavaharika Mahamatya, judiciary officer. Vyavaharika Mahamatya, judiciary officers. There were polisanj, who were public relations officers. Okay. And registration of birth, death, foreigners, industries, trade, manufacture of sale goods, everything was under the he used to maintain all these records, etc. In the local administration, the smallest unit of administration was village. Okay, and the head of village was Gramika. Pradeshika was the provincial governor or district magistrate, आज के डीएम जो होते हैं. स्थानिका वर दी टैक्स कलेक्टर्स वर्किंग अंडर प्रदेशिकास. उनके अंदर में जो टैक्स कलेक्ट करते थे वो स्थानिका होते थे. दुर्गपाला, एज दी नेम सजेस्ट, दुर्ग मीन्स फोर्ट, तो गवर्नर ऑफ फोर्ट्स. अंतपाला, फ्रंटियर्स के गवर्नर. एंड अक्षपटाला अकाउंटेंट जनरल. दिस हैज बीन आस्क्ड बाय यूपीएससी. अक्षपटाला अकाउंटेंट जनरल. लिपिकारास, स्क्राइब्स. लिपि से पता चल जाता है ना, तो स्क्राइब्स हो गए. Commander in chief was called as Senapati, and military was divided into 5 sectors, namely infantry, cavalry, chariots, elephant forces, navy, and transport and provisions. And army salary was paid in cash. Okay. Another important revenue official which has been asked earlier as well is Sannidhata. Sannidhata is treasurer. Okay. And the revenue department chief was called as Samharta. Samharta was the जो भी revenue है उसका chief कौन होगा? Samharta होगा. ठीक है. Then comes police. All the main centers had police headquarters. Jail was called Bandhangarh and lockup was known as Charaka. ठीक है, नहीं पूछते. This is very important. There was a well-defined espionage system in the Mauryan administration. It was well developed, and there were spies who were seeing what is happening in the bureaucracy, in the markets. There were 2 types of spies. संस्थाना, stationary, जो एक ही जगह पे, if they are deployed in the market, they will stay in the market itself. And there was sanchari, wanderer. They used to, like, if you have to chase someone who is working in the multiple places and you have to spy that, then who will do it? It will be done by sanchari, who will wander. Okay. Gudha पुरुषास were the detectives or secret agents. इनको बोला था गुढ़ रहस्य होता है ना, so गुढ़ मतलब something secret. So Gudha Purusas were the detectives or secret agents. So agar if you are a Hindi speaking, you are from Hindi speaking or you understand Hindi, 80% question so you can solve. They were controlled by Mahamatya Pasharpa. Okay, these will not be asked, but this is important. There were also agents called Vishkanyas, poisonous girls. Chanakya has talked at length in their Shastra about this. ठीक है. अशोका धम्मा उतना नहीं है, बस इतना जान लो कि everyone was respected. ठीक है, चाहे he is a rich, he is poor, he is from any faith, elders were respected, the youngers were loved. Okay, there were coexistence of religion. If one is harming others' religion, he is harming more his own religion. So such kinds of moral and ethical conducts were given. Now we will see the edicts of Ashoka. But we will see edicts of Ashoka. So अब यहाँ पे edicts of Ashoka में अगर हम देखें तो साउथ से शुरू करते हैं. This has been asked previous year में, and we had posted this straight question came, जो extremely important current affairs वाला जो है, अब उसको हमने नाम चेंज कर लिया, पहले current affairs के नाम से था. So उसमें पूरा ये एकदम यही वाला मैप डाला था. The question was asked. Yeragudi is in Andhra Pradesh. This was asked. Yeragudi, Andhra Pradesh. Then you will move in Andhra towards Amravati. Okay. Then we'll move towards Odisha, Jaugada, Dhali. Dhali is very important Ashokan site. There is Sannathi, Sopara in the Maharashtra region. Girnar is in Gujarat. This is Gulf of Khambat region, Girnar. Then we will move towards north. There is Lauria, Araraj. This is the region of Bihar. This is Nepal, Lumbini. Lauria, Nandangarh. Kaushambi, Uttar Pradesh में. This is Meerut. Delhi, Topra. ठीक है. This is Kalsi inscription. Then we move towards northwest. We will see Sabzgadi, जहाँ Kharoshti script was there. Manchehra में आपको दिखा था Kharoshti. And Kandhar. So this is the sometimes they will ask you कौन से स्टेट में, ठीक है. तो ये तो नॉर्थ वेस्ट में तो पूछेंगे, बट ये सब देखो, ये these are in आंध्रा, these are in ओडिशा, ठीक है. ये महाराष्ट्र रीजन का हो गया, ठीक है. ये यूपी में हो गया. दिस इज इन बिहार. ओके. रामपुरवा इज ऑल्सो इन बिहार. रामपुरवा, देयर इज ऑल्सो अ बुल, रामपुरवा बुल which was found, which is important, ठीक है. मेरठ यूपी हो गया, टोपरा ओपरा सब हो गया, ठीक है. सो दीज आर द रीजन्स विच यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. अब थोड़ा देखते हैं कि इन मेजर रॉक एडिक्ट्स व्हाट इज रिटन. रॉक एडिक्ट 1 में लिखा हुआ है कि प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ एनिमल सैक्रिफाइस स्पेशली ड्यूरिंग फेस्टिव सीजन. तो देयर वाज पहला चीज क्या था, ही वाज फेड अप विद एनी काइंड ऑफ दिस rituals that was happening in which animals were killed in the large number. So पहला चीज, the first priority he gave was to ban this. The second was medical treatment of human and animals, planting of fruits, medicinal herbs and the digging of wells. ठीक है. And इसी में they mention Pandyas, Satyapuras and Kelar Putras of South India. So you have to remember that in the initial two major rock edicts, he is talking about species and environment as such. ठीक है. पहले दो मेजर रॉक एडिक्ट्स में स्पीसीज एंड एनवायरनमेंट के बारे में बात कर रहा है. ठीक है. और इसमें अगर ऐसा स्टेटमेंट, इफ स्टेटमेंट कम्स कि किस मेजर रॉक एडिक्ट में मेंशन था पांड्या का या सतपुड़ा का या केलार पुत्रास का या साउथ इंडियन किंगडम्स का, तो इट वाज इन मेजर रॉक एडिक्ट सेकंड. थर्ड में about treatments of brahmanas. अब बुद्धिज्म है तो that does not mean that brahmins will be disrespected. So generosity to brahmins, yuktas, pradesikas, rajukas, the officers we were talking about. ठीक है. So अभी देख लो. अब यहाँ पे जब इस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का जो ये इंस्क्रिप्शंस हैं, इनमें जब ये सब चीज़ें मेंशन हैं, तो देखिए हमने यहाँ पे वो चीज़ें हाईलाइट की हैं जो यहाँ पे आपको नीचे मिलेगा. तो ये हम क्रॉस करके ही यहाँ से मतलब पहले सारी चीज़ें खुद अध्ययन करके PYQ को भी सॉल्व एंड देन वी ट्राई टू फिल्टर आउट. ठीक है. दिस हैज़ बीन आस्क्ड बाय UPSC. थोड़ा सा एक रफ आइडिया इफ यू विल हैव ना, यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व इट. ठीक है. द इम्पोर्टेंट वन आई विल हाईलाइट. दिस सेकेंड वन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है. ये याद रखो. रॉक एडिक्ट 4, धम्मघोषा. Dhammaghosa was what? First he wanted to win people through battles. Dhammaghosa was through philosophy, through ethos, through ethics. This was Dhammaghosa. Over Bheri Ghosha, sound of war. Okay? Righteousness over war. The king Ashoka attached greatest value to his duty. Okay? He had told that even if I am in the bedroom and there is something very important or the praja needs me, one can come into my bedroom and tell me, and I am the 24/7 servant of the praja. Okay. Major rock edict 5 about Dhamma Mahamatras, the officers who used to preach it in the different places. Because the empire was very big, if something is propagated by the king, it has to be propagated at the village level. Okay. There was no social media की YouTube पे broadcast हो गया अशोका का. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे अब गली गली में ढोल बजाया एंड धम्मा मात्रास आर दे आर ऑल्सो इंश्योरिंग कि if things are getting implemented or not. It also talks about treating slaves. ठीक है. slave के rights के बारे में. And special cadre of officials धम्मा घोषा were appointed and entrusted with the duty of spreading धम्मा within the kingdom, जो हमने बोला. Rock Edict 6 में देखा जाए, king's desire to know about his people's condition, about welfare measures, क्या हालत है उनकी. Rock Edict 7 में tolerance towards religion among all sects and welfare measures for the public in his as well as his neighboring kingdom. साथ है ना, साथ, सबका साथ सबका विकास. ठीक है. टॉलरेंस है सब रिलीजन को एक साथ लेके चलना. तो याद रखना 7 मेजर रॉक एडिक्ट इज रिलेटेड टू रिलीजन. ये इसमें क्यों आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, बिकॉज ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. ठीक है. 7th इज इंपॉर्टेंट, भूलना मत उसको. 8th is Ashoka's first visit to Bodh Gaya and the Bodhi tree gave importance to Dhamma tours. ठीक है. उतना important नहीं है. Major Rock Edict 9 condemns popular ceremonies, stresses on moral conduct. Okay. Major Rock Edict 10 disapproves of the individual desire to fame and glory and stresses on Dhamma. Okay. Major Rock Edict 11 Dhamma is the best policy to follow, which include respect for elders and concern for slaves and servants. Okay. Major Rock Edict 12 it mentions Mahamatya in charge of women's welfare. Ithijika, Mahamata and tolerance towards the Dhamma of others. Okay. Major Rock Edict 13. This is very important. You should remember. One should remember it. Mentions victory over Kalinga. Mentions Ashoka's Dhamma victory over Greek kings. Antiochus of Syria. Ptolemy of Egypt. Magus of Sarin, Antigonus of Macedon, Alexander of Epirus. Also mentions Pandya, Chola. So different victories that he had achieved over the Greek kings were mentioned in the Rock Edict 13 and also the Kalinga. The 13th Rock Edict, which was issued at the end of the Kalinga War, gives a vivid picture of the change of Ashoka from an aggressive, from a Chand Ashok to a Dham Ashok, from an aggressive and violent warrior to a great lover and preacher of peace. The direct and immediate effect of the Kalinga War was the conversion of Ashoka to बुद्धिज्म. ठीक है. 14 में जैसे एसडीजी में नहीं होता लास्ट में जाके क्या भाई चलो कोलैबोरेट करो कुछ करते, इसमें पर्पस ऑफ रॉक एडिक्ट्स लिखा हुआ. 7th you have to remember, 13th you have to remember, and the 2nd you have to remember. Then come the Ashoka's inscription detail. Pillar Edict 1, Ashoka's principle of protecting his people. That was major rock edict. Now we are reading about Pillar Edict. Second is defines Dhamma at minimum of sins, many virtues, compassion. Third is avoiding practices of cruelty, sin. ठीक है, जो important होगा I will stop there. Fourth is responsibility of the Rajukas. Fifth, list of animals and birds that should not be killed on certain days. Another list mentions animals that should not never be killed. Describes the release of 25 prisoners. The Pillar Edict is also known as Delhi Topra Pillar Edict. अब ये क्या है? ये वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट हो गया उस जमाने का, शेड्यूल 1-2 जो हमारा दिया है. तो पिलर रॉक एडिक्ट 5 वाज दी वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट की शेड्यूल के टाइप था कि which animals will not be killed at on a certain days and which animals or species will not be killed at any day. So protection will be provided. And this Pillar Edict 5 is also known as the Delhi Topra Pillar Edict. This is important. Fifth one. Pillar Edict 6 talks about Dhamma policy of the state, welfare of the people. And 7, Ashoka's work for fulfilling Dhamma, tolerance for all sects, also about Dhamma Mahamma. 7 again he is talking about tolerance in Pillar Edict. अब यहाँ से मौर्यन अशोकन खत्म. ठीक है. Now we will see post-Mauryan empires. Post-Mauryan empires. See, this is Kushan. Kushan is spread in the northwestern part, and Takshila is the center. ठीक है. And other centers are Bactria, Surkotal, Bagram. ठीक है. This Kushan empire. This is the Hindu Kush region. This is the Hindu Kush region, and this is Pamir. Okay. The Himalayas is here. ठीक है. And the Mathura, Takshila, both are a very important region. Okay. Then comes in near Ujjain, western Satrapas are there in the Gujarat and Maharashtra region. ठीक है. Western Satrapas. Satavahana Empire is in the Deccan. Satavahana Empire is in the Deccan. Then Pandyan kingdoms in the down south, Cholas. ठीक है. And Tamrapani kingdom is in the Sri Lanka. Champa, ठीक है. Champa, Patliputra, Magda में. And Vidisha is in Madhya Pradesh, Kundina, Champa. So you have to remember this. Just have a rough idea. Now we will see religious led grants. So Brahmadeya donated to Brahmans. ठीक है. तो ये तो राइमिंग बैठ गई ना, Brahmadeya, Brahmans. Then Devadana, as the name suggests, Dev donated to gods. Agrahara, tax-free settlements of price. जो जहाँ पे प्राइस रहते थे ना उसको अग्रहारा बोलते. Agraharam was the name even used in the 19th and 20th century in southern India. Okay, where price used to live and there was no collection of taxes, and also there were temple, monasteries, and monasteries में कौन रहते थे? The slaves who used to give service, unpaid labor, vishti, they have to provide unpaid labor, slaves की तरह. ठीक है. And vishti was something which was asked by UPSC. And price could collect tax from tillers. ठीक है. और उस एरिया अग्रहारम रीजन में जो the land which was granted, price had the right to collect lands. Then we will talk about Satavahanas. Satavahanas का time period क्या है? 60 before century to 225 AD. ठीक है. तो common era तक गया है. It's a very long period, 285 years का long period. 30 kings are there. So successor of Maurya is in Deccan and central India. So the region was the Vindhyan mountain, Satpura, that part of the India Satavahanas were ruling. Okay. The capital was Pratisthana. Pratisthana, bank of Godavari river में. So the Satvahana's capital was Pratisthana, and it was situated on the banks of Godavari river. Port city क्या था? Bharuch. Bharuch was under Satvahana, and the capital was Pratisthana. Gatha Saptasati Hala is one of the very important books written by Satvahana ruler. It is like the Kama Sutra written by the Vatsyayana. So the Gatha Saptasati is like that only. Founder was Simuka, and you would have heard about Gautami Putra Satkarni. Gautami Putra Satkarni was part of Satvahana, and he performed Vedic sacrifices. And then the Satavahanas were succeeded by Vakataka. Vakataka dynasty in the Maharashtra, then Ikshvaku dynasty in the Andhra Pradesh. Ikshvaku dynasty in Andhra Pradesh. Okay. And the starting of giving the land grants to Brahmanas were given by the Satavahana kingdoms. Okay. They are using the names of mother, जैसे गौतमी पुत्र सतकर्णी, but the succession is patrilineal, not matrilineal. ठीक है? There were no gold coins, and the religion was Buddhism. Language was Prakrit. Then we will read about Indo-Greeks. Indo-Greeks का देखोगे आप ना, before Christ में ही आया है, 150 before Christ इसके आसपास you will see the Indo-Greeks. So everything is after the Mauryans. ठीक है? Indo-Greek क्या है? First foreign rules of Northwest India in the post-Mauryan period. The first foreign rules of Northwest India in the post-Mauryan period. You would have heard about the Menander. Menander was converted to Buddhism by a famous saint, Nagasena, and it is written in the Milinpanho, Nagasena. Okay. Capital was in Sialkot, and he introduced regular coinage in India in large number. जो coins थे ना वो regular, large number में they were released by Indo-Greeks. And first coins to bear names and image of kings were issued by Indo-Greeks. पहला coin जिस पे राजा का नाम लिखा हुआ था, जिसमें image बनी हुई थी, these were released by Indo-Greeks. Then comes the Sakas. उसके बाद आते हैं Indo-Greek के बाद Sakas आते हैं. तो Sakas ने replace किया Indo-Greeks को, और इनका चला है मतलब ये AD अपना जो कॉमन एरा आ गया उसमें जाके है. एंड इन दैट वन ऑफ द माइटिएस्ट किंग वाज रुद्ररमन. ठीक है. ही रिपेयर्ड द सुदर्शन लेक वाज कंस्ट्रक्टेड बाय चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य एंड गिव पैट्रोनेज टू संस्कृत. रुद्ररमन, साकाज, वन ऑफ द माइटिएस्ट किंग. टाइटल ऑफ महाक्षत्रपास वर टेकन. जूनागढ़ इंस्क्रिप्शन एट्रीब्यूटेड टू रुद्ररमन. ठीक है. जूनागढ़ इंस्क्रिप्शन रिलेटेड टू रुद्ररमन. In 58 before century, Vikramaditya defeats Sakas. ठीक है. And as he defeated Sakas, 58 before century से start हो जाता है विक्रम संवत. तो 58 years ahead चलता है ये जो अपना क्रिश्चियन कैलेंडर है. ठीक है. And the Sakas में क्या होता था? सत्रप सिस्टम ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. So it was like ना ईरान में जैसे ना सेल्यूकिड सिस्टम या Achaemenid system होता था. So it was imitating that. Each province was known as satrap, and under a military governor called as Mahashatrap, they issued their own inscription and also minted their own coins. तो वो हर शत्रप में they had their own inscription, अपना अलग coin चलाते थे. Then comes the Kushanas. उसके बाद 1st से 3rd century तक चलेगा Kushanas का time period. और इनको ये हटाते हैं पार्थियंस को नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया में. देन एक्सपेंडेड टू लोअर इंडो बेसिन एंड गंगा बेसिन में जाते हैं. सिल्क रूट को कंट्रोल करते हैं कुशानास. फाउंडेड बाय खेडपिसेस वन. ठीक है. फर्स्ट टू इशू गोल्ड कॉइन्स ऑन अ वाइड स्केल. ऐसा नहीं कि इन्होंने ही गोल्ड कॉइन इशू किया, तो वाइडर स्केल में जो है वो पहली बार किसने किया था? कुशानास ने. एंड गोल्ड कॉइन्स वर ऑफ हाई प्योरिटी. ठीक है. वेरी फेमस रूलर, द मोस्ट फेमस वन इज द कनिष्का, also known as second Ashoka. साका एरा स्टार्टेड इसमें हुई 78 AD से स्टार्ट हुई कनिष्का के टाइम पीरियड में. ठीक है. एंड एम्पायर वाज स्प्रेड ओवर 5 कंट्रीज, रशिया, अफगानिस्तान, ईरान, पाकिस्तान, इंडिया. सो इट वाज स्प्रेड all together towards Russia as well. Afghanistan भी था, Iran, Pakistan, India भी. Capital was Peshawar, which was known as Purushpura, and patron of Mahayana Buddhism, as I earlier told, fourth Buddhist Council में Mahayana Buddhism आया था. It happened in the Kundalwan, Kashmir, by Kanishka. Patronized scholars like Nagarjuna, Madhyamika school, Sunya Vad philosophy was given by the Nagarjuna. Ashok Ghosh, who had written the Buddha Charitra, was patronized by him. Vasumitra was the one that headed the Buddhist Council, and the Ashok Ghosh was vice president. Then Pashava and Charaka. Charak, you would have the father of Indian Ayurveda, was patronized by Kushanas. Large headless statue of Kanishka at Mathura has been found. So Charak was in the time period of Kushanas, not the Gupta. That is Sushruta. Okay. So this is the second part. In third part, we will finish the ancient India, and then we will start the medieval India. And hopefully it will help you. It will add value to your preparation, and it will help you to solve more number of questions in the prelims 2020. Thank you very much. Take care. Best wishes.